Well, former US President Donald Trump has been accused of hiding documents containing some of America's biggest secrets in his bathroom. The allegations were made in an indictment which was unsealed this morning. All up, he faces 37 charges, which could see him spend up to 100 years behind bars. So, what risks does this pose to his 2024 presidential campaign? Joining us now is Dean of Global Futures at Curtin University, Joe Siracusa. Joe, we need to get to the bottom of this. So many developments these past 24 hours. The first indictment, now this shocked everyone, but this second one, it's raising a few questions. It's alleged all presidents have at some stage kept documents. Barack Obama had some documents. Biden had a few documents on his kitchen bench. We recently saw those not long ago. Is Joe Biden clutching at straws because he's losing to Trump in the polls?
Probably. Good afternoon, Hortensia. Look, these charges strike me as very odd. He's being charged, or he has 37 indictments for allegedly keeping and then retaining these documents and then lying to the FBI, my goodness, and not and refusing to cooperate. So they're going after him with the full cannons behind him. Look, the charges against Trump, they stink. I have written 20 books based on these very documents. There are no great secrets in them. And in fact, very few people know this. The National Archives only retains 5% of an administration. The rest of it's digital, or it's over the phone, or in the back room, or in a bar somewhere. And when this thing started by the head of the National Archives Association, supposedly saying that there's something missing. How would he know who's missing? Back in the day, I actually applied for this job, and when you're in there, you don't know what's missing. All you are is sort of a high-class administrative clerk. So look, they've gone after him with the Mueller report, a couple of impeachments, the January 6th thing. You know, I'm predicting that that Trump will remain the unsinkable Donald Trump. I mean, they're not going to get him with this one, and of course, the indictments are it's a majority vote among some citizens, and as some people at Harvard like to say, that in a grand jury you could probably indict a ham sandwich. Proving something else in a court of law would be difficult, and of course Trump's got an advantage here. He's got a home court advantage. What's ever going to take place is going to take place in Florida in front of a judge that he personally appointed, so he's not too worried about that. So what we have here is a great deal of drama, a great deal of money and time. I mean, we have real national security issues. You know, Ed Snowden living in Moscow, and we had Robert Hansen, who died the other day, the FBI spy, and we got Chelsea Manning and a whole bunch of other people who do things. You know, the thing about this, Hortensia, that gets me is that Trump is accused of mishandling state secrets that could give the enemy unparalleled insights into America. First of all, Donald Trump doesn't read anything. The man's averse to reading anything. The idea that he's hoarding these things, what he did was, of course, he souvenired 300 documents, probably wanted to show them to his friends. He wouldn't have known what was there anyway. He was so busy dodging other investigations in New York. So what we have here is, we got a mountain and a molehill. And I think that they're trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. These are very small charges. This is like arresting a president for overdue books.
Yes, well, look, Trump's calling this a political witch hunt. He has all along. And as you said, there are so many other alleged scandals that we could put into this very similar basket. Now, is it a coincidence that Biden arrests Trump on the same day Biden is being accused of taking about $5 million in bribes from Ukraine? What do you make of that?
Well, it might be a coincidence because Biden is accused of things every day. Many of them are true. You know, what really bothers me is that we got serious problems. We got defense ministers at the Shangri-La conference who won't deal with each other. And we're tipping towards war with China. We're tipping towards war with Russia and our proxy war. We got Ukraine has got this terrible dam damage, and people are going to die. And, we're going to have all kinds of flows of people and diseases. We got all these important problems, and we're focused on on somebody's retention of papers. I mean, it really kind of bothers me. And I do not like the idea that the FBI has been weaponized like this. Keep in mind that the Mueller report, which found absolutely nothing, cost years and hundreds of millions of dollars, was begun by a former Australian foreign minister who tittle-tattled to the FBI that some kid told him that Trump has done some dirty deeds in Moscow. And then they went on that for a couple of years. You see, all this is ridiculous. They're trying to bring the man down. And of course, Trump's got, 9 or 10 people running for the same position he is. Will he beat them? Well, I don't know. They're in a difficult spot. While they're not going to be talking about these particular charges, they are going to be talking about how the government has weaponized this particular inquiry. And of course, the Attorney General will say that I got a special counsel, special appointee here. It's not political. Of course, it's political. The Attorney General is seventh in line for the presidency, and he chose a special counsel so that no one could blame him for what happens next. So everyone's ducking for cover. But look, you know, we're back to where we've always been. Washington is this 70 square miles surrounded by reality. This is America's soap opera, and it's going to go on and on and cost a lot of money.
Well, do you think that this will actually dent support for the former president, or will this make him just stronger in the primaries? And do you actually think he'll end up behind bars?
No, I don't think he's going to wind up behind bars. Look, we're not going to put any president behind bars. We weren't even going to put Richard Nixon behind bars. It's not a good look. Look, I think it has strengthened him in the short term. He's going to raise more money as a result of this, and you know, outlaws have a place in history. I mean, the reason that America and Australia, you know, worship Billy the Kid and Ned Kelly is because they have this outlaw aspect. Look, this guy could run the presidency in a prison cell. And I was making a joke last night to some people. I mean, you know, this guy has Secret Service guys on him for the rest of his life. Do they go to prison with him? I mean, does it go that far? Look, he's not worried, and he's pretty much unsinkable up to now. Now something may catch him, but the idea that he took home secret documents that endangered the United States, I find as a professional historian absurd. You know, when they start talking about this, you know, I don't even know whether to laugh or cry because this is ridiculous. He didn't do any of those things. Donald Trump wouldn't know how to sell out his country. I mean, he doesn't know which way is which when it comes to national security. And of course, in America since 1945, everything's national security, including what you had for lunch yesterday. I mean, everything's national security. But keep in mind, Hortenzia, only 5%, whatever a president does, winds up in the National Archives. So, you know, what happened to the other 95%? Who's got that? We never know. We never know.
Great point. Professor Joe Siracusa, always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for your time.